out there, and welcome to today's edition of your favorite show, The Diaspora. I am your host, Koinsola Adetumbi, and on today's edition, we'd like to say a very big congratulations to our very own Nigerian-born boxer, Anthony Joshua, for defeating his opponent, Andy Ruiz Jr., in the World Heavyweight Boxing bout that happened in Saudi Arabia, and reclaiming his titles. Watch this.
Always welcome. Anything I can do, even if it's a fair fight.
Steve scored 119-109. All the scorecards go to the winner by unanimous decision. The fighting pride of London.
Trilogy, but I like the fucking fight. This was about setting the trilogy. Next time we go growth for growth. Go to fucking war. Take them.
We are truly proud of you, and we urge you to continue to use your professional prowess to extol the virtues of the Nigerian I can do it spirit. And now, let's take a quick look at the Dodo farm, owned by a Nigerian couple who have been farming for the last 3 years in Brookville, Maryland. Watch this.
Dodo Farms is a small organic farm in Brookville, Maryland. Certified by the Montgomery County Green Business Program and registered with Certified Naturally Grown, the farm produces vegetables, herbs, fruit, poultry, and eggs, which are sold at local farmers markets and CSAs. And this farm has a direct link to West Africa.
I'm from Nigeria. My surname is Balogun. And in Nigeria, the Baloguns, Dodo Dawa, is like a nickname for the Baloguns. But because of the pronunciation, that's why I shortened it to Dodo.
Farmer Olaniyi Balogun and his wife Tope Fajanbasi have been farming the land and selling their products for the last 3 years. She has a head for numbers.
I'm an accountant, I'm a CPA, but I currently teach finance and business. I see farming as good business. Anything with food is good business.
And he has a head for, well, cabbage.
This is Savoy, and at the other hand we have Blue Vantage cabbage. It's very good too. The farm, the size is a bit less than 1 acre, and I grow strictly vegetables like collard greens, kale, mustard greens, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, cabbage, broccoli, and so on.
Niyi and Tope met in Nigeria and have been married for 4 years. They decided to settle in the U.S.
I've been farming for more than 12 years in Nigeria before I moved down to the States.
Niyi moved to the U.S. about 3 years ago, and he was very clear. It was either I moved to Nigeria or he moved here, and he told me if I move to the U.S., there's only one thing I want to do. I want to farm. So I was like, of course we can do that, but in my head I'm thinking, I don't think it's possible in Maryland. But he came here and was very determined, and we started looking for, farmland.
The Baloguns found their farmland through the Montgomery Countryside Alliance's Land Link program. They don't own the land on which they farm. The land is owned by another couple who offered it to them for free.
We went on the website, we saw that we could be matched with landowners, and we were matched with this amazing couple who own this acreage, about 23 acres. And we came here to meet with them. They said, of course you can do it. And they just gave us the most amazing space. As you've seen, we're not the only farmers here. There's a hay farmer here as well. There's also a beekeeper as well. And they do everything to make us comfortable. I never even thought that was possible. So
let me give you a little tour on the farm. This is strawberry. The reason why we put cover here is that strawberry, they don't really like weed, and they really do well when they are protected from weed.
Now that's a weed.
This is collard greens. They're protected with row cover because of the weather. In the summer, we use this too because of the bugs and insects. But when the cold weather comes in, we still use this to protect it from frost. This is carrots. This is the leaves. Everything here is very useful, very good for your health. The next few weeks now, if you come back here, all these plants you see will turn brown. They can't stand the cold weather. So what we do, we start new season, we start the preparation by February, but by March, we start planting. We get our seeds from Johnny Seeds. They are very good, they sell organic seeds. They are very good. And when your seed is good, your soil is good, your produce definitely will come out well, with the grace of God. Yes.
During the growing season, which typically lasts March through November, Niyi is busy planting, tending, transporting, selling, and marketing. The hours are long and the work is hard. Certified naturally grown farms don't use any synthetic herbicides, pesticides, fertilizers, or genetically modified organisms. Much of the labor is done by hand by Niyi himself.
Exactly, I'm a fixed time.
In addition to quality control at the farm, Tope is a lecturer and advisor at the University of Maryland Institute for Applied Agriculture and knows all too well the financial challenges that farmers face.
If you don't know how to track the numbers, if you don't know what produces bring in money, if you should do eggs or not, if you should go to that farmer's market or not, if somebody isn't really keeping your books and explaining what they're keeping to you, I think it's a recipe for disaster. Today I started to show Niyi what the farm has done in the past 6 months and what we might do better or differently next year. This is the conversation that I think farmers need to have with a trusted advisor.
Niyi sells at 3 farmers markets, 2 in Montgomery County and 1 in Howard County. He also participates in CSAs, community-supported agriculture, that bring the produce to the people.
This market, there are a lot of specialty and advantages about this market. They really care for the neighborhood and the less privileged as well. And they try to assist the farmers too, so that our produce can get to the people.
So Nee, this is his first year at our farmers market here in Langley Park. He and his family are Nigerian, and they come from a beautiful farm space in Montgomery County. But this is their first year, and so far so good.
I like how his vegetables look the best.
Gracias.
Doing business in Montgomery County has been a win-win situation for Tope and Niyi.
I think in the U.S. now the trend is going towards being healthier. So when you are a certified naturally grown farm like ours, it is hard work, I have to admit, but I think it is meaningful work. It's the change that you want to see in the world is tremendous, and you're able to interact with customers whose lives are healthier because you're doing something that a lot of people cannot do. I think, you know, it's just amazing.
And you know, when you have passion for something, you don't even feel the obstacles or whatever. So I really enjoy doing it.
Montgomery County has to be the most supportive county to businesses, especially agribusinesses. I have never seen this, from workshops to even media coverage like we're getting now, to advice that we get, to even a market like the Crossroads Food Network, where they're able to bring farmers. I see the support in this county as really tremendous.
You can see in the market how everybody alike come in, because once they taste it, they will always come back.
Truly, hard work pays off, and your success attests to the fact that Nigerians are indeed a great people, contributing in various ways to the development of the world. Let's go on a quick break.
Not so fast. Look, I'm tired. I want to check out of this country for greener pastures.
Just calm down for a moment. Please sit down.
Do you have a job where you're going to? No, but someone is arranging, you know...
Listen, Aliko. Checking out of this country without proper planning means one thing. Unimaginable begin.
Eh?
You know, I've been in the diaspora, but legitimately doing great things at home and abroad. As I've been saying, without the proper footing abroad, the risk is not worth it. Listen, Alinko, it's better to be home than be trapped abroad, or even end up in prison.
Welcome back. The Nigerians in Diaspora Commission is urging us to travel for the right cause and through the right means, so as to avoid unpleasant situations. Let me take you through an interview session with Professor Wale Suleiman, a neurosurgeon who at the early stage of his medical career got a scholarship from the federal government of Nigeria to study medicine in Bulgaria. He is currently giving back to his homeland as he is the current special advisor to the governor of Kwara State on health matters. Watch this.
So I've been privileged to have lived in different parts of the world. I started in Africa, then I lived in Eastern Europe. Then I spent some time in London during my medical school. I spent every summer in London to Western Europe. Then I lived in Canada. I lived in the United States. And so it's a blessing to have had the opportunity to do all of that. I think one thing that I can say about the United States is, for someone like me from Lagos Ghetto to now go up and become a professor of neurosurgery and become a chairman of a department, which means I led neurosurgery department. And then from there, I became the system chairman, which means that I led neurosurgery in about 12 hospitals. So I worked for Ocean Health System, which is like Cleveland Clinic, Mayo Clinic. Ocean Health System has presence in Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, and Florida Panhandle, so 4 states, with hundreds of clinics, rehab centers, more than 12 hospitals. So I oversaw neurosurgery, and eventually I oversaw neuroscience for all of those centers. Thank God for the opportunity. When I took over the department, there were only a few numbers of physicians, maybe 4 neurosurgeons, maybe 4 neurologists. The program was not recognized, and the productivity was not as high. So, but we were able to grow it to the level where it became the first neuroscience program in the States, the top 5% in the country, we became the top 25 by U.S. News and World Report. So we grew the number of the manpower, we grew the quality, we also grew the quantity. So we started seeing, instead of doing like maybe 200 cases a year, we started doing about 2,000 cases a year, which grew the revenue from maybe 20 million to almost 500 million annually. The number of staff that we have in the Neuroscience Institute, so I became the co-medical director for the Neuroscience Institute, was about 250 staff. So you can see that from a very small, well, once you have the right vision, the right mission, and you surround yourself with the right people and empower people to do the right thing, magic can happen. It wasn't just me, I didn't do it all by myself, but we identified key people that could lead different areas of neuroscience for us, and they became the champions and really make things happen. To go from not being recognized to be top 25 in the world, I think it was a great accomplishment.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, you've contributed all these to the United States. So what have you got for your country, or what have you been doing to your country, and what are the compelling reasons you have to come back to Nigeria?
You know, a lot of what I've been able to accomplish in my life, I actually give it all to the way we were brought up. There's a resilience that you acquire in Nigeria that wherever you go, once you've gone through the Nigerian environment, you'll be able to, you'll do well, you thrive. And I think that was part of me. There was nothing that could have been thrown my way that would just let me give up. So you continue to work hard, you continue to focus on trying to do the best you can in any opportunity. I always like to push the impossible. When people say things are impossible, I say, no, we just haven't tried enough. One of the things that an advancement in neurosurgery, in the spine surgery world, is now surgeries that we used to do with big, long incisions, we can now do it through small incisions. Okay. It's just like the way people used to do open abdominal surgeries, now they do laparoscopic. So one new technique is called minimal. So whether you're doing somebody with spinal deformity, which is scoliosis, or somebody with a disc in their back, I can actually do that with small incisions and be able to correct the problem without having to open them up. So I did the first minimally invasive spine surgery probably in sub-Saharan Africa. The only place you can get it is in South Africa. And now we're doing more of that, not just, we're now applying to more complex cases in Lagos. And I think, with what we're doing with neurosurgery and spine, then the opportunity came to even serve the country on a bigger scale when my governor, His Excellency, Governor Abdul Razak, then called me to say, look, can you come and help in healthcare in Kwara State? So now I now serve as a special advisor on health matters to His Excellency in Kwara State.
So what's your projection as far as this, your appointment will relate to health matters is concerned, Kwara and Nigeria as a whole?
We have to kind of think out of the box. Obviously, we have to take care of the basic stuff. And when I mean by basic stuff, most of our people live in rural areas. So the focus needs to be on primary health care. So we need to create primary health care centers where people feel like it's a good place to go to.
Yep.
They can get a basic diagnosis, things that are common like malaria, infectious diseases, non-communicable diseases, maternal and child health, the environment. Those things, I think we need to get those right. And then, so if we can get infrastructure and create an environment of care that both doctors and patients want to go to, I think we've done something good. The second thing is health insurance. There's no country in this world that can afford to pay for health for everybody. So the way you mitigate that is through health insurance. What health insurance does for you is it creates a revolving fund, a revenue in the health system. That so somebody doesn't become bankrupt because they fall sick. They contribute, everybody contribute and create a risk pool, enough revenue to get the health system going. And then the last one is, I think ultimately that's why the diaspora desk is critical. Ultimately, you need to push public-private partnerships where you put the right peg in the right hole. You need to get people that have experience in either clinical care provision, hospital administration, hospital management, working with care providers, nurses, doctors, lab technicians, everybody that's involved in the care of the patient, and now push this concept of patient-centered and team-based care. So when you put people that are, and I think I must appreciate Honorable Abikeda Abiri here that she's been pushing the involvement of diaspora people in every aspect of Nigerian economy, healthcare, wherever it's possible. I think because we have a lot of talented people abroad that can come in and really deploy the expertise and knowledge to help us push the country forward. Healthcare is not an exception. We need that in healthcare.
Our diaspora delight is Oduwole Zuriel. Oduwole Zuriel was born and raised in the United States. She is an education advocate and filmmaker, best known for her advocacy for the education of girls in Africa. Zuriel is the world's youngest filmmaker to have self-produced and self-edited a work after her film showed in 2 movie chains. She is the youngest Nigerian to be profiled by Forbes. Zuriel has met with 24 presidents and prime ministers in line with her education advocacy work. Oduwole is listed in the New African magazine's list of 100 most influential people in Africa. Zuriel won the Women on the Rise category at the 2016 edition of the New African Women Awards. Proudly Nigerian.
And now, here's the Help from Home segment. Thanks to the Nigerian High Commission in India and the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, and also not forgetting our citizens with a caring heart. Let's take a look at the video of some of our Nigerian citizens who were detained in India for overstaying their visa. Watch this.
Please, ma'am, good day, ma'am. Please, ma'am, we need the help of Nigeria to help us. We have been in jail for 2 years for ordinary overstay in Kolkata in India. Ma'am, please, we need the help of Nigeria. We've been judged to suffer in the jail for 2 years. We are staying with criminal, hiding criminal in the jail. After all, they said we have to provide our ticket and go back to Nigeria, which we don't have money. How can we get that money? Please, ma'am, we need your help. We are more than 10 arrested since January 7, 2017. We have been in the jail suffering. Please, we need your help, ma'am. We need the help of the Nigerians. We are suffering a lot here. The government of India in Kolkata in India, they said they cannot provide our ticket back home. We have to provide our ticket ourselves. How can we afford the source of money? More than 200,000 in Nigeria. The nation who want to deport person who cannot afford the ticket. And we have suffered a lot in the jail for overstay for 2 years. This sounds ridiculously. Please, mommy, we need your help. I need your love. You want me to help? I want to one million. I want me to sing lọ́wọ́ àwọn ajú mẹ́wàá lọ nínú bíi ẹjọ́ tó lọ́ọ́ ẹ̀rọ wa lọ́wọ́ mọ́ mi. Please help us, we need your help.
Thanks to the Nigerian High Commission in India for the rescue. Remember, we can all always offer a helping hand. And remember, you can reach us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook at Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, on Twitter at nidcom_gov, on our Instagram page at nidcom_gov, and on our website at www.nidcom.gov.ng. I remain your host, Koinsola Adetumbi. See you next time.